Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for another wig video. So I get a lot of questions on Instagram about curly hair. How do you make curly hair pop? How do you install it? How do you deal with the tangling and the shedding? So in this video, I'm going to pretty much give you guys tips and tricks on how to slay a curly wig install. So this wig is being sponsored by OMGqueen. So jumping right into it, there are several ways on how you can install your wig. You can install your wig using lace frontal glue, or you can do an elastic band, or you can sew it down, or you don't have to do anything. So there's several different ways to secure your wig. Now what I'm doing here is actually cutting off the lace. Now normally I would cut the lace off without the wig being on my head. Sorry, I got a little slow moment right there. But normally I would cut the lace off of this wig when it is on a mannequin head, but for the sake of this video, I just decided to show you guys how I do it. And what I do is I pretty much cut the lace off going in zigzag motions. This creates a more natural look when it comes to laying the frontal down, and it doesn't give you that straight across round unnatural shape. So I just pretty much get to cutting and do what I do. So yeah, this is a very easy process, but I would highly suggest that you take your time with cutting off the lace and just try your best to create a very natural hairline by adding dips and curves to the lace. So here's a question I get a lot about how to cut the ear tabs off. So what I do is I put the lace directly on my ear and I start like doing little small cuts around my ear and making sure I don't cut my ear. This is so easy to do, guys, especially when you have like a sharp pair of scissors or a razor. It is very easy to cut your ear, so just be very careful. So once you have that extra lace removed and the hair goes smoothly behind your ear, girl, you're pretty much set for the next step. So if your lace is looking a little too light, what you can do to darken the lace a little bit is, of course, you can tint the lace, which I'm really not a fan of because it just takes too long. But you can take some of your foundation face powder and pretty much put it all over the front of the lace to kind of get it to blend in with your skin. And then once you have the wig secured down, go back in and cut off any extra lace that you may see that you don't want there. So once I pretty much got the wig secured down, and by the way, I only glued down my sides just because the rest of the wig is pretty much fit, but the sides was an issue. So I put my hair in a ponytail, and then I'm going to place this, I guess, like wrapping paper, which you can also use it for molding. I don't really know the name of it, but anyways, I use this and tie it around my frontal just to make sure that the wig is sticking. So I let that sit for about 20 minutes and then I go on to styling. So when you're dealing with curly hair, guys, it is a lot of hair and it does take patience when it comes to maintenance wise. So I am going to be wearing this wig with a middle part, of course. And then when it comes to detangling this hair or any type of curly hair, guys, you want to make sure your hair is wet or damp. If you try to detangle your hair while your hair is dry, you're going to get a lot of shedding and a lot of tangling, girl. You're going to be pissed. So don't even do it. Wet your hair first to detangle it. So I am using a hot comb to press out my roots because I do want my roots to look straight and pressed out. So that's pretty much what I am doing here. So once I've pressed out my roots on my curly wig, I go ahead and start wetting the hair so I can detangle it. Now I like to use a water bottle first, and then I love to use the Denman brush. I talk about this all the time, but it is like no other type of brush. I don't care. You will not get the same results with using a paddle brush compared to this brush. So go out to Sally's and get you one. I promise you, you will love it. It is so worth the money. So once the hair is damp and has been brushed out and detangled, I go in with the Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Freeze Serum. I absolutely love this stuff, and I really love it for curly hair because it keeps my curly hair from getting frizzy. Then I'm going to go in with the Garnier Fructis Buttercream Oh, I love this stuff. I am so glad I decided to switch it up with my curly hair routine because this stuff is amazing. It keeps your hair super duper soft, and it definitely helps with taming your curls once your curls set. And just see how easy this brush is going through the curly hair when it's wet and it has product on it. Now, I will say this hair will form its curls without product, but I've noticed that when I do use product in this hair, the curls hold and form a lot tighter. So it's really more so like a preference thing with this particular curly hair. So as I mentioned before, if you try to detangle your hair while it is dry, you're going to get a hot mess. You're going to get a lot of tangling and shedding. So you want to make sure the hair is pretty saturated with water. You also want to make sure you have sectioned off your hair into 2s or 4s, just depending on how much hair you are working with. Because the thing is, you want to make it very easy for you to detangle the hair, and you don't want to get a lot of shedding and tangling, which will happen if you do not section off your hair. Also, sectioning off your hair for bedtime, if your wig is secured down, is highly suggested and recommended that you do. It's just going to make the process a lot easier when it comes to waking up in the morning and detangling your hair and not having like a bird nest in the back of your head because you decided not to tie your hair up properly. So please make sure you do that, guys. It is very crucial that you do so. So anyways, once I have my curls pretty much the way I want them to be, I am going to use some hair mousse, which is by Lotta Body. Love this hair mousse. Hair mousse is also going to mold the hair, and it's also going to tame the curls even more, which may stiffen the curls a little bit too. That's why I only take, you know, some of the mousse and just run it through the curls instead of like putting a whole bunch. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much doing here. Well, I did go in and add a little bit more, didn't I? But the mousse does help with taming the curls as well. Also, when you're dealing with curly hair that's super thick and very full, it can become very big on you as the day goes on. So if you use a little bit of hair mousse, it will definitely help with taming that issue, and you won't have to worry about your curly hair getting big on you. So this is pretty much what the hairline looks like once everything is dry and intact. And I'm going to pretty much go ahead and cut me some baby hairs because you guys know it's a must with curly hair. So yeah. So once I have my baby hairs the way I want them to be, I'm going to take a very hot comb and just press out my roots even more and kind of drying up that gel a little bit, because I do want my hair to be kind of pushed back so you can see my baby hairs and my hairline. But unfortunately, my hair does not stay this way because the hair comes back down over my hairline instead of staying this way that I want it to be. So I still got to figure that out. If you guys have any tips on how I can keep my hair pushed back, let me know. So I'm going to go back in with some wrapping paper and tie that around my baby hairs just to help mold the baby hairs and lay everything down flat. Then I'm going to go back in and detangle my hair one more time, make sure my curls are the way I want them to be. So after brushing out my curls for the second time, it is now time to remove the hair wrap. And as you can see, the baby hairs or the hairline looks a lot more natural since I placed the wrap along the hairline. So make sure you guys do that. It just gives off a more natural look when it comes to the baby hairs. And then I just take a brush and kind of, you know, re-smooth out things that may need to be smoothened out. So this is pretty much what the curly hair dries up to be. Now, because the part is not really looking defined, I'm going to add a little bit of foundation to define that part. Oh, and I only add foundation to my part once I'm absolutely sure I'm not going back in to pluck anymore. This helps eliminate like frizziness and disrupting the curl. So this is pretty much what the curly hair looks like once I'm completely done, and this is the hair in its wet state. Now when the hair dries, this is what it looks like. It does get a little big, but not too unbearable big. So I would highly suggest this wig if you love super full, super super soft curly hair. The density on this wig is 200%, so you definitely get a lot of hair on this wig. OMGqueen is also having a huge Valentine sales right now, guys. Make sure you check them out so you can get you some savings on your order. Thanks for watching. Bye.